What is up everyone, it's your boy AndroidPAW, and today we're gonna talk about Pokemon teams for Tekken 8 fighters. We'll be choosing which Pokemon works best for every character on the Tekken 8 roster, and explain why. I'll split this into two parts, one for the females and one for the males, and I'll make a brief mention of Leo here and on the other video as Leo's gender is currently unknown, so we're going halfsies. Let's get right into it. First up, we have the Prime Minister of Poland, Lidia Sobieska. Lidia is known for being very honorable and leads the fight for justice against the Mishima Zaibatsu and G-Corp, so for her team, we're gonna give her Urshifu Single Strike as this kind of relates to how her stances are strong, powerful single striking moves. Talonflame is a good addition because did you see her rage art? That flaming bird when she strikes is lethal, and so is Gen 6 Talonflame pre-Gale Wings nerf. Braviary is in her team because Braviary is known to protect and help its friends and is known to be very brave and prideful. Stoutland is a wonderful party member for Lidia because it's known to rescue lost humans either on land or sea and is very loyal. Plus, small spoilers in the story, Lidia wants to convert members of the Tekken force to change their ways and join her cause, so that kind of works with the lost human vibe too. Similar to Stoutland, Dragonite is an amazing fit for her as Dragonite can be seen leading lost ships, helping drowning people, and can circle the globe in 16 hours like how Lidia helped with New York. Togekiss is the final member for teams, so Togekiss is said to be seen only in places where peace can be found, and is a supposed bringer of blessings. In my opinion, this perfectly encapsulates Lidia's vibe if she was a Pokemon trainer. Next, we have Purple Lightning Reina. Reina was introduced in Tekken 8 and is a fighter that mixes the Mishima fighting style and Taido. So for her, I went with Pikachu because Pikachu can EWGF in Pokken Tournament, which is probably learned from Heihachi and fits with the electric motif Reina is going for. Plus, being a new face in Tekken, Reina deserves a very recognizable team member. Galarian Zapdos is up next, because Galarian Zapdos does powerful kicks and can run very fast on mountains, and Reina runs with the EWGK, and Galarian Zapdos can do the Thunderous Kick, so it's a match made in heaven. Morpeko is next, which I mean is pretty self-explanatory. Morpeko goes into hangry mode when it's hungry, and Reina can transform into her devil form. Now, Reina can be stylish and rocks a little rebellious attitude, so I thought Toxicity Amp fits her very well. Its punk rock aesthetic really matches Reina's energy, and I know Toxicity Amp is a special attacker, but hey, Reina kind of summons electricity in her own way. What's up gang, it's Paul from Post. So I was actually reviewing the footage and editing the video, and I realized it's not Toxicity but Toxtricity, and the Amp form is the physical attacking one, and the low-key form is the one that's the special attacker. So I'm sorry about the mix-up, I hope you guys can forgive me, and back to the video. Pheromosa also feels like a good fitting Pokemon for Reina. Even though Pheromosa looks like a roach, it is a fast and strong Pokemon. It can launch a volley of kicks, and even looks at enemies in disgust, which really fits Reina's personality. Did I say launch? It's a launch. Lastly, Mega Absol. This would absolutely fit well in Reina's team. One, because Mega Absol changes into this form mainly to fight off enemies, and two, Absol generally is a bringer of bad news in Pokemon lore, and that bad news, I guess, would be Heihachi. Leo is next up on the list. Now, Leo is a spelunker and fights with a Bocce Quan style. For Leo's team, it's gonna be a mix of their parents' jobs as well. So first up, we have Copper Gigas. Since Leo is a spelunker, a mummy-type Pokemon really fits well with their job. Second Pokemon is a Reuniclus. This can be a reference to Leo's mom, who used to work as a geneticist for G-Corp, who got offed by Kazuya. And to top off Leo's team in this video, I think Dhelmise feels like a good Pokemon to add since Leo's rage art has them using a grappling hook, and Dhelmise's signature move is called Anchor Shot. Though it is not a grappling hook, resembles it close enough. So for Leo's remaining Pokemon, we'll talk about it in the Mailcast video. We got the self-proclaimed coffee queen Azucena next. Azucena is a Peruvian MMA fighter who wants to be the best coffee farmer. I couldn't find a llama Pokemon for Azucena, so we're going down with a cafe type of team for her. First off is Alcremie. Mainly for the dessert aesthetic, the same goes for Slurpuff and the goodest baked boy, Fido. So to fit in with the aromatic scent of coffee, we got Aromatease, and to show off some of that Latin flair Azucena has, Oricorio Bioliform really feels appropriate too. Lastly, as her stage does have a UFO floating by, I think G-Max or Beetle will definitely feel at home in Azucena's team. One of my favorite female characters from the cast is next. Nina Williams is a spy and assassin, and I love her for that. She's very deadly, so I decided a femme fatale deserves a fatally effective Pokemon as well. Gengar is a very good match as its Pokédex entry from Pokemon Sun says, should you feel yourself attacked by a sudden chill, it is evidence of an approaching Gengar. There is no escaping it. Give up. Toxicroak sits in right well with Nina's team as well because Toxicroak's poison can be diluted into a tonic, which works well with Nina as she tries to off people via drink. Graplock is another Pokemon that will work well with Nina as Nina has a lot of command grabs, and Graplock's signature move is Octolock, which prevents enemies from escaping, plus it looks like a blue-ringed octopus. You know, those things can murk a lot of people with its poison. A little animal trivia right there. Meowscarada feels appropriate to be part of Nina's team as it is a performer, and Nina is a spy/assassin who would need to be able to act her parts naturally. Being an agile Pokemon also works in Nina's favor as Meowscarada can steal things for her. Zoroark has to be the quintessential spy Pokemon since Zoroark's illusion ability is insane to have. It can act as cover for Nina or even go on missions for her. And lastly, as a femme fatale, you would need something to match that sizzling mommy energy, so we got Salazzle. 1, its poison type, and 2, its ability Corrosion will also work in Nina's favor, so if she needs to break into vaults or something made of steel. Oh, by the way, if you're enjoying these types of videos, let me know guys by giving it a like or maybe even subscribing. It'll definitely help in letting me reach my goals of 500 subs before the year end, so yeah. Click it. It's free. Click it. Back to the video. Since we had the absolute mommy, which was Nina last time, let's move on to the next mommy, Jun. Jun has psychic abilities and can sense people's intentions and emotions. This is basically the foundation for a Pokemon team. So first up, we have Gardevoir. Gardevoir is an amazing member as it will sacrifice its life to protect its trainer, similarly to how Jun's attacks use up some of her HP. Sylveon has ribbons that allows it to soothe its enemies' emotions and remove hostility. Hatterene is kind of like Jun's personal vibe. It's reclusive and dislikes loud noises and mainly lives inside a forest like how Jun is always in Yakushima. The female Indeedee is an amazing fit into her team. This Pokemon hates conflict and is always looking for people to serve as long as they have happy feelings. So Indeedee can also sense your emotions by having you touch its horns. It's horny. Mega Audino would definitely vibe well with Jun since it has the ability to release a pulse that can reduce one's hostility and can determine your feelings and physical health if you let it listen to your heartbeat. Lastly, Shaman would probably be Jun's ace as Shaman can purify its surroundings. Being able to transform into sky form spreads that feeling of gratefulness around, totally encapsulating the vibe Jun is trying to display. Zafina is up next, and I swear, Zafina has to be the coolest updated design from Tekken 6. Zafina most probably has to be from Egypt as Azazel has some Egyptian vibe to it, so Zafina's team has to lead off with the Jackal Lucario. Zafina can use some of Azazel's power, so now having a Pokemon with the ability to throw out Energy Blast feels appropriate. Zafina is known for stances and she does this thing called Tarantula Stance, so Ariados feels like a good match. You can argue that Galvantula would be a better fit, but the purple motif poison types have really fit well with Zafina. Now that Zafina has some psychic powers, Gothitelle would be a really awesome member to have. It's psychic type, and since Zafina is a seer, Gothitelle predicting people's fate is a perfect fit for her. Espathra totally rocks that Egyptian aesthetic with Zafina, and even though I think Espathra is just Lady Gaga dressed as an ostrich, it somewhat has the Eye of Horus on it too. Esper is just there as it is a psychic type and can lose control of its powers, which absolutely fits with Zafina's narrative of trying to keep Azazel in check. Lastly, Galarian Articuno also fits perfectly with Zafina's aesthetic. It's a purplish bird with psychic powers and can use said psychic powers to create ice structures, which is not specifically those crystal-like things Azazel summons, but it's close enough. We're going into a really short entry next with Panda. Now this one feels weird because Panda is an animal, so I thought to myself, it would be an awkward situation, so I just got an equivalent to Kuma for Panda, which is Ursaluna. I'm not sure how they communicate, but hey, it's the bare necessity. After the cute Panda, we got the dancing phoenix Ling Xiaoyu. To be honest, I really don't enjoy playing against her in rank. Xiaoyu's team is going to be consisting of a Pancham since she owns Panda, and well, Pancham hasn't evolved into a Pangoro because Pangoro is a dark type. Then we got Mianxiao, since Mianxiao has that Chinese kung fu aesthetic to it, and it has really speedy attacks which are hard to see like her health sweep. Xiaoyu then gets Drampa in her team. I wanted to add Drampa because this is a tribute to Wang Jinrei. Drampa would be a great addition to her team as it is an old dragon, plus Drampa has no chill, especially when Drampa has to protect the children. Now, Xiaoyu is also known for her move called the Ling Cali Roll, and what better Pokemon to represent that than Donphan. This Pokemon can definitely roll out and dish the damage, and it's also quite popular, so there's that too. Now, Xiaoyu is called the Dancing Phoenix, and for the dancing part, Quaquaval is definitely a worthy member of her team. The Pokemon hits hard, has priority, and those moves are serving. And for the Phoenix part, Ho-Oh is a good choice as Xiaoyu has always been chasing her dream, which is Jun Kazama. No. What I mean is that Xiaoyu is basically meaning to save Jin from the darkness that he is fighting. Now, I swear I was cooking when I thought about making this team for Alisa. Alisa definitely would use a Ceruledge as Alisa does use dual chainsaws on her arms. Same goes for the option to add Kabutops as Kabutops sports the same type of sharp sides and was brought back from a fossil similar to how Alisa was made in the image of Dr. Bosconovich's daughter. Thematically, Lurantis also fits the mold for Alisa's team as it also uses sides to attack and can do a major damage with its move Solar Blade. Iron Leaves can be a great option too. I would rather use Virizion, however Iron Leaves feels more appropriate as it is a future robot in the shape of Virizion and can use Leaf Blade and Solar Blade as well, giving it major damage options. Then we have Magearna. I wanted to give this Pokemon to Alisa as it does fit how Alisa is quite polite, and Magearna was a Pokemon of an ancient aristocrat. Behind that polite demeanor though hides huge destructive power. Lastly, Mega Sceptile. This Pokemon can use Leaf Blade, and to make the most of the Alisa connection, Sceptile can use its tail as a missile similar to how Alisa can launch her fist and just regrows it. Next we have Asuka Kazama. Asuka has a more brawly type of team built for her. First we have Throw. Throw is known to use moves like Circle Throw and is a more bulkier option compared to Sock. Next is Tyrogue. I wanted to add Tyrogue as it is a very flexible and versatile Pokemon. It can go into either a Hitmontop, Hitmonlee, or Hitmonchan, which also reflects how versatile Asuka's Tekken 8 moveset is. Cyclizar is just a representation of her bike. I mean, it is a good Pokemon, but can you imagine Asuka doing the Akira slide on a Cyclizar? I'd want to see that myself. Staraptor is a good option for Asuka as Staraptors are known to brawl with enemies bigger than itself, like how Asuka fights the Jack 8s. Lycanroc Dusk form is definitely a Pokemon Asuka will have. It combines the features of the Midnight and Midday forms. It's a strong and loyal Pokemon, which the Midday form has, and it has the Moxie and Thirst for Battle like the Midnight form does too. Lastly, Terrakion makes the final member of her party. It's a Pokemon that helps other Pokemon when they are bullied, similar to how Asuka comes to people's rescue and fights on their behalf in her hometown. And the last member of the female cast, Lili de Rochefort. Her team is going to be based on her aesthetic and a part of her personality. First, we have Sinistea. This Pokemon fits well with Lili's rich heiress persona and her love for tea. A floating teacup is definitely something Lili would have following her around. Persian is up next. I know Lily's cat Salt is a Siamese cat, but Persian is a sign of wealth and absolutely fits well with how graceful Lili is, and like how she has some sort of cat's grace. Up next, as a reference for Lily's penguins in Tekken 5, we got Empoleon. Plus, Empoleon is an Emperor Penguin too, so it fits that heiress vibe Lili exudes. Lili also has a thing for bushy brows, like that interaction she had with Gonryu and how it reminds her of her father's brows. So to fit that, we got Surfetched, a loyal knight that definitely deals tons of damage and has a versatile moveset, plus look at those brows, majestic. Up next, we have Diancie. Lili wears all these elegant dresses and her bougie getup, so Diancie works well with that aesthetic and would definitely be something Lili would pull up with at an event. And it's not just for looks, Diancie can dish out huge damage as well. Finally, Shurina. Nothing gives off immediate Rochefort energy than Shurina. Shurina can move very elegantly, throw powerful kicks, and has the ability Queenly Majesty, which makes it not affected by priority moves, similar to how Lili can sidestep attacks from other fighters. And yeah, that sums up the female roster of Tekken 8. Are there any Pokemon you think would work well with any of these fighters? Any favorites you'd like to see? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button so I can keep pumping out these videos. And this has been your boy AndroidPAW, and I'll see you in the next Tekken 8 video for the male cast. Peace out.